All right, welcome in. Hanna Time on a Thursday night. It's December. We're well into December. Look at this. Unbelievable. All righty. All right, we're going to take a 30-second countdown for you so you can get revved up. We're going to talk about this show, what we're going to do with, the World Cup, the NFL, right? We got so much, a lot of good stories, a lot of politics in the sport, a lot going on. We're going to get to it. Stay right here. All righty, welcome back in Hanna Time on Global Sports Broadcasting Network. Mark Mancine's going to come in on here in about the bottom of the hour, and we're going to talk more about the World Cup and a lot more to it too. All righty, let's cut out the music for you right here, and let's bring it back into the studio here at GSBN. And my name is Cornelius Brad Hanna, your host, like we do on Thursday nights here. And let's get to it. This is all about the World Cup. Okay. We're going to deal with the World Cup, all the storylines to it, everything that's been going on. USA advancing Saturday morning. It's let's see, 6:00 on the West Coast, 7:00 in Arizona, and it's 9:00 in the morning on the East Coast. They're going to take on the Netherlands. Big report today with that big game on Saturday morning is that fullback for the Netherlands, one of their big players, came off the practice facility training this afternoon and was in tears. Looks like he may not make it. So maybe a plus or not. I don't know who the sub's coming in for Netherlands, but USA can use all the help they can get to advance to the next round, which they haven't done in quite a few World Cups itself. But and if they do win, the United States, there's a team that's waiting for them. Or not, but we're Australia, and we got a lot of Australian fans. They're excited for what they went through and what they was big scoring a big victory, advancing to the 16th round, the round of 16 in the World Cup itself. So very excited about this show. I have a lot of politics about FIFA and what they've done and all the corruption around it. And man, it really exploded this week. And really what happened a lot over there in Qatar already, the country itself, about how they're handling security-wise. People died, literally died when the United States beat Iran. And they died in Iran, celebrating United States' victory over Iran. The people protesting over there in Iran, because they are, they're not happy with their own people, their own country itself, their own government. And people died. I got a story for you. One particular story that happened. He was celebrating the United States victory over Iran, and they shot him. They freaking shot the guy. It's crazy. It just that's what you deal with, folks. Okay. And there are other stories. We are fearing the Iranian players. It's just one of those storylines that we may never even hear, depending on how it gets leaked out. But it crossed my mind. It was crossing a lot of people's mind when USA beat Iran on Tuesday morning itself. But we'll get into that too. But United States, very excited about it. We all are. And it's one of those teams, the USA's men's soccer team, it's got everybody watching. Okay. It's done its part already. Okay, Captain America himself, scores the big goal, the only goal to advance them, and what a heroic goal it was. His injury update is day to day. Looks like he'll make it. Okay, Pulisic is going to make it for Saturday morning's big game, or at least here in America, it's Saturday morning. All right, but when you look at the United States, folks, and if you look at their makeup of their team, very young, third youngest team in the World Cup, very athletic, very fast. Skill set looks like it's better than we've seen in a while, but they're very young and they make, immature or inexperienced play on the field. And it's cost them at times. And at times it could have elevated their score. I mean, there were so many opportunities out there, but it looks like a little bit too fast for some of the young guys. The substitutions like Wright and Moore coming in, great ability, great energy. They could cover the grass on that field, and they catch up and defend. In defenders where there's nobody around, and here comes, Moore right into the picture of the screen to defend, right? Or they get the ball and they're dribbling and they got all this speed and they just can't make that good pass. Their footwork, or I don't know if they're rushing or not, but there's so many opportunities. They're so close to having a big score, 3, 4 goals, but they just can't get there. And it comes with experience, or maybe some of these guys just won't get to that next level, but they're so good. The United States is showing that they're going to be around for a while with this young talent. Truly are a very young team. It's not going to go away. And getting, when you tie England is one of the big ones, right? They're one of the top favorites to get to the final in the World Cup. They played them head to head. They had many chances to take out England. Right? And England knows it. Even the English fans in the UK know the U.S. played some ball. So that tells you. And then they go up against Iran, hostile. The energy, the pre of this game was amazing. And that pressure to get over the hump, to get past a rival country, for one, right? I guess if you want to call it that. But at the same time, to get past and to show that you are deserving to get out of that group. They were good enough to get out of it, but they had to win. And to be able to pull that off, they were so tired at the end of the game. They hung on. Tremendous credit. Very excited about Saturday. A tough opponent, no doubt. But again, their fullback for the Netherlands is out. Looks like he should be out. He has a very serious ankle injury, and looks like he may not make it. Only a couple of days away now, mornings away from Saturday's World Cup match in the round of 16 for USA and Netherlands. Very excited about other countries getting in. How about Germany getting knocked out today? Germany is gone. That is amazing. The Germans are gone. There's no Italy. They never made it. Okay. I mean, you got a couple of powerhouses. It's gone. Mexico had a great chance. Mexico was on the verge of advancing. They're up 2-0. Had opportunities to go up 3-0. They needed to win big, and they give up this late goal at the 86-minute mark of the game, and that really crushed it. It was done. It was over. And you can feel the deflation of the air of Mexico after that. They were rocking and rolling. Great games. There were some low-scoring games. The intensity, the level of play. Ghana looking great. Senegal looking fun to watch, right? Great games to watch up and down the line and stuff. How about Japan? They took out Germany, and they owned it today, and they advanced. That's why Germany was knocked out too. So, you got to like Brazil, but Brazil has a way, though. Brazil has a way to turn on their energy. Like, they got another gear, right? And they should be blowing people out, but for whatever reason, they haven't exploded yet, and they may not now, because now the competition gets tougher. So we'll see if Brazil, the favorite, supposedly what everybody says, to advance. I still love France. I think they're taller than ever seen before in any soccer team, and very athletic, very fast. They cover a lot of ground, very talented all the way around the ball, around the box, around the goal, everywhere. They're a very talented team looking to repeat, and it wouldn't surprise me if they get back into the final again. They have the star power too to go along with it. So, if you haven't been watching every morning, waking up early to watching it, it's been fun. I've loved it. I didn't mind waking up at 3 a.m, to watch soccer, right? Even on a work morning. It's been great time. And I know a lot of you have been cheating at work too, right? Watching, soccer all morning long, whatever you can do. All right, but I got some stories for you, okay? And as we get past what the USA did and moving on, we're all excited about that, and hopefully we have another story for them come next week for our show when they're advanced and moved on. But the politics of surrounding around anything international now when it comes to like the Olympics, the World Cup, FIFA itself, right? It seems like there's heavy. You can say, oh, there's always been, yeah, but now they're getting, now the exposure comes out. Now people are really blasting it. Okay, but it's also a twist to it. Okay, a twist. You got to listen to the history and learn the history of FIFA itself. It was actually a nonprofit. It was actually started off where there was no. It was just getting a tournament together, getting countries together, and they play and they got the trophy and they moved on with champion stuff, right? And then somebody got the idea, and there's names to actually expand this. And the more they expanded it, they were taking more money under the table, or hey, bribery. Hey, what do you want? So now, when we talk about the Middle East itself, countries like Qatar, and it's again doesn't have a great history, folks. Okay, it's a beautiful looking city on TV, but there's a lot of history that a lot of people are just wondering why are they there, and even some people with FIFA are saying probably was a mistake. Fans, reporters, are having problems there. Hey, it's their way of life. It's their way they're going to police it. It's their country itself. But the extremity of it is getting to the point where people are just wondering more about who is safe there. And are people able to get out of there? If you get arrested there, good luck. I mean, you really got to watch yourself. And God bless everybody, especially our Americans out there too. If you can get out of there and get on that plane and get home, because who knows what happens from here, right? Keep your peace, keep it level, low level maybe, and get out, because there's some high, and I'll talk about it right now. I'm going to show you something right here. Okay. This is the England fans. Now, again, they're having fun. It's sports. But when it's something about somebody else, they don't like it. They want to yell. They want to stop you. They want to prevent. They want to kick you out. They want to get you out of the stadium and kick you out of their country. This is what happened with some England fans. So they turn their flag and stuff turned around into more of an Islamic look. Not turban. That's not a turban. But the police, the security at the stadium didn't like it. They thought it was insulting because you're not Islamic, you're not Muslim, blah, 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 and demanded them to take that off. But if you watch TV, it's all over that stadium. Fans are having fun with it. And so in two ways of looking at it, respect, okay, respect, if that's what it is. Or is it that they are demanding respect as if they have a chip on their shoulder, which is possible, or embrace it. Qatar, embrace it. It is a way to embrace your own culture. Why not embrace it? But now we're finding out that they're not. It's for them, not for you. You don't belong. You're here for the game and get the heck out of our country, or you're going to listen to us. There's more stories, okay? So these England fans face a stadium ban over the Crusader costumes in Qatar, okay? All right, next one here. This is a protester about Ukraine, okay? And boy, did it get to a point. You remember, if you're gay, homosexual in those countries, dying, I mean, you get stoned, killed, right? I mean, it's pretty serious stuff, right? A protester gets on the field during the World Cup. Check this out. Look what he's wearing, and look what the message is about. All right. So this is a protester holding a rainbow flag, and it has "Free Ukraine" on it. A T-shirt, "Free Ukraine," right? Obviously, the war is going on, and people did not like it. Obviously, he ran on the field. That didn't go well. But the fact that he had a rainbow flag, had more problems coming off the field, because that's a big no-no. That's against the law, okay? So, still don't know what happened to this gentleman. I hope everything's okay, but people are willing to go extremes for a political statement like war for peace, but they still don't care because the flag means more to them and what the message is on that T-shirt. It's amazing how things are just backwards in a lot of ways too. All right, I see your comments here, and I appreciate it. You're right. Who's that? Sammy? Yeah, Sammy. Everybody's wearing it. It's all over TV. It's amazing. Just embrace it and stop trying to stop it. But that's what they do out there. All right. Comments coming in still. I appreciate it. More World Cup stuff. This is where it gets really sticky for me. Let's go back to the Iranian players. And there are stories and reports coming out, not just one from this radio station, but from all over the globe, that players could face arrest, beatings upon their return. The Iranian players, you're going to get arrested for losing your game, or you're going to get beaten up, right? Who knows what else happens, right? It's just, I don't. I mean, I was watching their faces; they looked like they were okay, but then again, did they understand what was going on outside those locker rooms, outside those stadiums, or what was going on in those stadiums with the fans and what was going on with the media around it and people walking around? It was intense. I mean, you had reporters correcting players on the American side about how to pronounce Iran, not Iran. Okay. It was on the edge. It went beyond just playing soccer in a good, sport, competitive way. Just the way it should be. But it wasn't. It wasn't. So I feel for these players. Hopefully they're going to be okay. They're just tremendous athletes, and I'm sure they love their country in certain ways, but it's scary that some of these players, not just from Iran, will go home and face scrutiny, danger for their lives. I mean, because they gamble on it. I mean, they put how about Mexico? Cartel stuff involved. I mean, the way they went out. I mean, they were on fire yesterday. Mexico. They looked like they were looking so good. I'd never seen Mexico play that well, but only to come away 2-1 and not make it to the next round. And then you got America making it. I mean, that puts pressure too. There's two big. That's a rival, America and Mexico. USA against Mexico, huge. One of the best rivals in the world, right? These players going back. You just hope everything's okay, right? And it's sad. It's very sad. All right. Here's another one with Iran and the Americans. Okay. Unfortunately, USA tweeted out images of the Iranian flag with not the Muslim logo on it. Well, that became very personal, and rightly so. I mean, show respect, but then it shows you again how much they are demanding. And it's been going on for years. You noticed in the media itself, this country. So going into this game on Tuesday or last Tuesday, the intensity of all of this. I mean, it was more than soccer. For us, yeah, we wanted to beat Iran because there's a lot of things that we don't like. I don't like about it, right? And even my friends who are Iranian tell me things, right? It's when an Iranian fan gets shot because they lost to the United States, it's freaking serious, okay? It's serious, beyond serious, all right? And that's the story right here. I got it for you right here. Let's see here. I wanted to show you the story. I think I got it for you. If not, I'll get to it in a second here, okay? But that's real stuff, folks. That's real stuff going on. And it's when you travel to different countries, yes. But I mean, if people are getting shot celebrating the Iranian loss to America, I mean, I feel bad for the players. It's and people around that country who are quietly being suffocated for their freedom in that aspect. But it's a tough one. All right, let me get out of this one here. All right, so let's move on. So then we got, let's see. I want to stay on FIFA, folks. I'm just throwing out more storylines. Let's go. I got video, too. I got to show you a video coming up that got really intense with President Blatt of the FIFA and a BBC reporter who's known to be out there was upset about the briberies and all that stuff going on. And, man, the video is intense. He's throwing money. I don't know if it's real. It looks more like fake money, but the message was clear. I mean, you got to watch this video, and it's got subtitles to it. You can read along. We'll get to that in a second, okay? I'm going to keep you waiting there. So, let's see. More. Korea. No, I'm going to wait for the Korean one because that's the one that we're going to get into with the video itself. And I did have the one with the Iranian. Let's see here. Belgium. Let's go this way. Okay. So just when there was riots in Belgium, Netherlands the other day after just things didn't go well in the World Cup. Okay. This is the intensity of the fans. In America, would you riot if America lost? Would you care enough? Do we see our loyal, USA soccer team fans going nuts, right? Do we have that emotional ties to it? Okay. We have had our share of winning World Series in cities just burning the town upside down. We've seen that kind of mentality. Okay. So we have tapped into it in a different way in celebration. But this, again, explains the intensity around the world itself. And it feels like this World Cup has more energy, more intensity, more than ever before. I know 2 years ago it was okay, but it was during a very traumatic time with COVID and things. But now fans, everything else, it looks more intense. And 2 years from now, it comes from here 2 years from now, right? And then it goes to maybe Korea. And that's our next story, okay? The Korean story. But before we get to that one, I want to give it up, okay? I don't know if you know this today, but it happened today in Costa Rica, playing against Germany itself, and an all-female. How's that? In the country of Qatar, in the Middle East, where women are suppressed. Women are suppressed. And we had an all-female referee team for the Costa Rica and Germany's game today, and that's awesome. That's one of the nice positives about it. Got to throw it out there. I thought it was great to see, and I'm happy for that. I'm really happy to see that. All right, there's that good story for you. Hey, your thoughts real quick, okay, before we get into this. Top says, happy Thursday, December 1st. Coach John Wren in the house. Hey, Joe Madden. How you doing, girl? Charles Bidwell. How you doing, my friend? Haven't seen you in a while. We got to stay in touch, Charlie. All right, Sammy. Keep coming, Sammy, with your comments. All right. Let's get to some of the video, okay? And let's get back to what's going on with FIFA and this corruption itself, all right? I'm going to look at my notes here. I got to make sure. Okay, here's one right here, all right? Let's see. Korea. Here we go. FIFA president says he would allow North Korea to host the World Cup. Okay. He's going to allow them to host the World Cup. How does this happen? How does this happen? Okay. How does that happen? To unite the world. That's their message. They said the same thing for the message for Qatar, to unite the world. Okay. We all can join hands on that message itself. But how are you doing this? How is this being handled? And is the country host doing its part? Because for what we've witnessed and heard and things that I've been showing you, I don't think they want us to unite. Nobody's mocking these country or Qatar. Nobody was mocking anything, but they're so protective of certain things. Yes, there are laws. But man, if this is about uniting people, okay, we're just going to soccer games, okay, and the fans are just spirited. They have messages. They're whatever it is, but you cannot express yourself. That does not sound unity to me. Okay, it's very ticky tack. But when FIFA's president says this, and now he wants to award North Korea. Think about this. Is it really bribery, or do they really want to go this route? There is many documentaries about the bribery of FIFA and how they take money, take boats, cars, homes, everything, islands. They just ask for it. They got a ton of money under the table, folks, and it's been exposed. But they get away with it. They get away with it. Okay? Now, let me show you this video. I want you to watch this. Listen to it the best you can. All right? This is about the corruption involved of North Korea, most likely getting awarded the World Cup in 2026. A BBC reporter live on camera during a press conference, does this to the president of FIFA in his protest.
Sorry, this is starting. We're starting a press conference.
Where is my security? Come on. Come on. Here we go, second.
That's it, folks. That's right on. That's how people feel. Okay, there've been so much campaigning to get the World Cup in their countries all over the world, and the frustration when they don't hear when they heard Qatar got announced. Man, if you watch the video back then when they were announced to get the World Cup, frustration. They knew exactly what was going on. Okay, they knew exactly what was going on. And then it happens now with North Korea. Okay, I don't know what happened with the Americas because when it comes to the Americas itself, they're going to have soccer here in Canada, United States, and Mexico, right? And I don't know if there was bribes involved, but we definitely know that people are hearing that North Korea and the bribery that they're taking at FIFA across the board members itself, taking money so they vote on it. The yellow envelope, folks, not only has a big cash of whatever in it, it also got ownership to boats, cars, houses, you name it. Okay, they got it. They get taken care of. There are very wealthy people on the board of FIFA for a reason. Okay, remember, it was never about the money. It was actually a nonprofit. It was no money involved, sort of like a charity thing. Okay. The World Cup was way back when, way back. Then it all changed about, what was it? Was it the 70s? I think it was the 70s. It all started to change. Okay. All right. More video. And some fans thought this was a very disrespectful thing that Lionel Messi from Argentina did to the Mexican jersey. It wasn't a flag. I think it was a jersey. And I'm going to play it for you. But I'm going to defend Messi. He explained it. And Canelo, the boxer, was so upset about this. All right? He was on Twitter blasting Messi. But, man, just look at the video before you text anything out. You can clearly tell that was not stepping on it or kicking at it like in a disrespectful way. And I will tell you right now, that was a player giving his jersey to Messi, the jersey exchange. He honored it. He had it. He put it on the floor. He was taking his clothes off. They were celebrating in the locker. Argentina had a big win the other day. Big win. Okay? And they were celebrating. And they had a great time in the locker room. And it just looked like Messi just kind of kicked his toe out to stand properly. Here's the video. Watch his foot. Watch his foot. That's all it was. And people took that as he was disrespected. That's all it was. That's all it was, folks. Unbelievable. Let's get this guy off the screen. We're getting tired of looking at Mr. But, folks, was that really serious? Was that a problem? I know some people, took a step back on it, but I don't think Messi is not that type of guy. He is not. And he quickly responded to it and actually said, I can see maybe somebody want to say something like that, but that's not what he was doing. And I believe him. I truly do. And I love Messi. I was so happy for him to get that. I mean, he's carrying a whole country, right? Like Maradona. The whole country of Argentina is on this guy's shoulders, and it hasn't gone well at times, okay, in World Cups. And for him to continue to be the guy to carry them on, it's amazing. Greatness, man. It's greatness. That's what greatness does. Great players, legends do that. They don't just lift your team. They lift a whole nation. And that's what Messi's doing. And let's hope Americans on Saturday, Pulisic is our guy right now. Hopefully he'll make it on the field. But that's what happens. Your stars rise up. And on the biggest stage of soccer, man, it's amazing to see these great ones show up. Okay. And, we'll see what happens on Saturday. But I got more. I got more about the World Cup. I'm not letting go of this one. All right. I have some fun news. Let me see if I can throw this about the World Cup before I get in there. I got a story to show you about a reporter gets banned. He gets yelled at. He almost got banned. He got yelled at. Look at what he's wearing. Look at what he's wearing. Again, I believe he did it on purpose, which is fine. But he knows darn well in this country, you don't wear this because of their laws. Again, another thing about homosexuality that this reporter did a great job, though. But, man, he came close. They were on him. And read his story. Read this story. This guy, great reporter, right? He knew what he was doing. He got a lot of attention out of it, okay? But these are political statements that you're seeing. We had the fan running on the field about Ukraine wearing, showcasing the rainbow flag, okay? And the rainbow flag, folks, let's remind you, okay? This reporter was, man, he was grilled, yelling at him. It got so hostile, he actually couldn't believe it was that different country. But still, if it's about unity, in this and about the World Cup, that's their message in the opening ceremony. That's their message for North Korea. Global unity, right? The flag, the rainbow flag is unity. That's the crazy thing about it. But of course, it symbolizes what they see it as gayness, right? But it symbolizes it is all colors. Everything comes together. It is unity. And it's so hypocritical. But they don't see that. So you got to see a lot of that. I just showed you a couple of them. But, man, people went into Qatar knowing this, risking their lives, jail, whatever it is. This is what they were going to throw people in jail for this. Crazy. But that's what happens. And I'm proud to see it. I love seeing it. Okay? Because there's a lot of people living in those countries that are hiding and worried for their lives. And it's unfortunate, but I don't know if it changes it, but maybe it opens up the door a little bit. Maybe something creaks out. But that reporter, he risked a lot. He got a lot of exposure. We know who he is. I mean, that's what you do sometimes. But great stuff. I got your comments coming in here a little bit, too. I appreciate it. USA, let's see here. How about this? USA. So we're hearing all this stuff about the Iranian stuff. Really, they despise us. They'll do anything to make sure they can shut you up and then make sure that they're better than the U.S. Like, they really got a chip on their shoulder. They really do. And it doesn't take much to tick them off. And they're willing to do anything to try to embarrass any American anywhere. Military-wise, that doesn't matter, even at the World Cup. But when it comes to Americans, when the American soccer player, USA soccer player, was challenged about the pronunciation of Iran, which he called it Iran, the player. Yeah, the media reporter stood up and corrected him with basically scolding him, like treating him like he's some little infant kind of thing, like horrible young person, pointing finger kind of thing. You got to watch it, folks. That's how they think about. But our American player sat there, apologized. Thank you for educating me. I mean, took the high road, did everything right, but still never enough because they want to blast it somewhere else. How about our American USA coach? About the flag that didn't have the Islamic Muslim logo on it. He made the apology. He softened up on it, made sure that was love. It was unity, right? I mean, U.S. is bringing the unity, folks, but, man, the people out there over that Middle East, man, they sure don't want to show them the unity unless it's on their terms. It's amazing. Here's something else to show you. After the United States beat Iran, you saw American players, USA players, going over to them and picking them off the ground. Look at this. This guy's probably thinking, I can't go back. My head's on the platter, man. It's painful. You lose, but there's so much on it. And you don't know what this guy's thinking here. He obviously lost. It sucks. And I'm sure that's part of it. But the Americans, again, reaching over. I mean, we saw the Iranian players hugging American players. But in these moments when guys are crying and on the ground and just in displaced or fear, who knows? Our players are over there giving them love, giving them unity. So what is the message, FIFA? What's going on? Okay? I mean, it's all about the money and you don't care anything else, right? This is just a show for you to pocket your money. I can see it, and we all see it. But again, our USA players and our team over there representing us, and again, very diplomatic, very much, that's unconditional love. But nobody wants to talk about it unless we're hearing it on airwaves or right here. But I saw it. That's all we've been doing. A lot of love, and we're representing very well. They don't give a crap. They don't give a crap. That's plain. I want to say another word, but I'll hold it there. All right. Let's see here. I got that one. I got that one, fans. Let's see. All right, let's go on. Let's go on. I got another thing for you here. Okay, I'm gonna play some more video for. I'm waiting for Mancini to come in here in a little bit, but let's see here. I got another video to show you. Okay, and this video is going to be. It's kind of fun. Actually, one more. Let me give you a more heated one. This is the hostility that goes on when you're playing against one of the Middle Eastern countries. Okay, again, I'm Middle Eastern. All right, let's get that out of the way. Okay, I am full-blooded Middle Eastern. Okay, but I don't appreciate how they treat people. Okay, I'm USA all the way. Okay, all right. Here's a fan. I forget what game it was. I think it was against Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I think it was Germany against Saudi Arabia. Wait, is that? But anyway, so there were Saudis in this in the crowd, right? And they're wearing their Muslim garb and everything else. And this guy is with his family, his wife. He's got his wife, he's got his 2 kids, and then him. And you can see right away watching the game, there were some controversial calls. And as fans, you're always ripping on the refs, and about, who did you bet on today? You're always picking on the refs. And in soccer, there's a lot of bribery going on. These refs, they got one ref in the middle of the field, and they got 2 guys on the side. It's very easy to bribe one guy who's blowing a whistle on anything he wants, giving yellow cards and things like that, and really, affecting the game. One person, that ref, if he's not honest and good and fair, he can affect the game. And if he's not crooked and corrupted, it's all good. But this fan, I believe it's Germany, okay, the very first game of the tournament, standing up, and he's doing this. He's doing this. Getting paid. The ref's getting paid. Watch the reaction of the, I think the Saudi Arabian fans behind him, right? Yeah, this is the one. I'm going to show you one more time. I mean, these are normal. This is what you do all the time, right? Okay. But you saw the reaction, okay? So that unity, that love, everything that's it don't matter. You can say as much as you want, but if the people don't respond or if you're not following that, it don't matter. But, it's hypocritical, okay? I think that fan was brave. I think he was right. And I thought it was awesome. But I felt bad for his kids and his wife when it seemed to get more intense there. But that happens in any stadium. And that's okay. Doesn't matter if they're Muslim, Catholic, Christian, Jewish. It don't matter. But you're at a game and it's hostile and you want to win and fans fight all the time. We got Raider fans fighting on Charger fans all the time. Okay. We're seeing fights always in stands. So that's not a problem with us. But things are different when it comes to the World Cup. I mean, it's really, I've been to the World Cup, folks. It's intense. It's intense, okay? Beyond your imagination. It is incredible. And I'm going to go when it comes here to the Americans. You got to go, folks. You got to go. It's amazing. Even if it's not USA, just get to a game and experience it. It's beautiful. It's fun. It's intense, okay? Really intense, okay? All right. More going on about the World Cup. Here's something kind of cool. I don't know, just for fun. I'm going to show you this, okay? Here's a from the stands during a World Cup match. This kid throws a paper airplane, and it floats from the upper deck all the way down to the playing field. And it makes this like turn, and it goes back, and it's going towards the goalie. It literally goes into the net and scores a goal, and the whole crowd goes crazy. Here it is. Keep following. If you can watch it, watch the white thing. Watch the white thing. If you can watch it, it's going. It's going. There it is. All right. gotta have some happiness, right? After everything I just went through. I'm waiting for Mancini. I don't know if he's caught somewhere. If not, I'm waiting for him to pop on. We got Buffalo and New England playing football right now in a good game to watch. I got comments coming in. I'm gonna jump on your comments right now. So if you want to come in, if you want to join the show, click on that link. Click on the link and join. Just jump right in. The link wherever it's posted. Okay, we're on different formats and platforms, I should say too. By the way, if you don't know by now that we're on, Roku TV. We're on YouTube on 2 different channels itself. Global Sports Broadcasting Network itself. Also, ASAP TV Sports Network itself. We're on, Facebook. Of course, we're on my Twitch. We're on also Instagram, also LinkedIn. Okay, Herogotv TV. We're on. So many platforms. Okay, but when you click on them, look for that link where you can click on it and then come into the show. Yeah, you're on camera, just like taking a call on the radio, right, and talking sports. Okay, don't be shy about it. Okay, all right. Comments. Start from the bottom and we'll make our way up. Todd says, why don't go to soccer matches? I'm not willing to get beat up and put in a bad spot. No, you're not. It's not like I really mean, it's intense, but you're not. They're not fighting you there. They're just. You can go to any stadium like that. You're going to deal with somebody drinking or something like that, but there's no beer at this one. Okay, don't worry about it, Todd. It's better than it's better experience. This is just this World Cup that we're looking at. Who else here? Let's keep looking at our monitor here. Angel in the house. Dave Hoffman said they wouldn't let the captains wear the rainbow armbands either. Good job there, Dave. Yeah, that's another one. It was clear there was a message going to be sent, especially in that country, in the Middle East itself, wearing rainbow shirts, flags flying, and now armbands, and they were not letting them wear it. We're not permitting it because it was insulting to their culture and everything else. But at the same time, this is called the World Cup. The World Cup. And that, yeah, there's laws. But my goodness, if it's supposed to be unity, folks, yeah, some of these people in that country didn't care. Okay, didn't care. Because it's in their country. How can they allow it in their country? Well, guess what? People have seen it. They know it. The stories are out there, and there's more pressure. Okay, there's more pressure. The sad thing is people are going to get killed, hurt, or go to jail for you can't even wear a rainbow. Again, repeat, anything rainbow in the Middle East. That's especially Qatar, where the World Cup is. But the rainbow flag is not about pride. It's about unity. That's the creation of the flag itself. Okay? People get confused on that because they promote Pride Day, Pride Week, and Pride that. But the flag originated for unity. We're all one. That's the message. Okay? Doesn't happen in Qatar. It's not going to happen in North Korea either. All right. Oh, I got Mancini in here. We got him. We got the madman.
Well, I'll tell you, man, I'm excited. I went 7-0 in football last week. Everybody thought I was on acid when I said USC would be in the playoffs in August, along with Michigan, Georgia, and Alabama. 3 of the 4 ain't bad. It's too bad Alabama's got 2 losses. Then the Redskins ended up winning. People said I was smoking something when they were 1-4. They won again. Beware of the Redskins. hooray for the Hogs. And then the
Mhm.
Chiefs won, the Raiders won. I mean, the list goes on and on. Steelers win on Monday night. And I'm telling you right now, and you can mark it down, nobody's beating Brazil. Germany's out of this thing. Mexico's out of this. So when Mexico gets knocked out, everybody gets on another Latin country. Surprised Colombia and Italy aren't in this thing, but darn, Italy's out. But I'm taking Brazil, and I said that from the start. Nobody's beating Brazil.
They look good. I don't think they've showed their best yet. They're not really blowing anybody away. The scoring's not, it's there, but it's not like at a high level. And I think France, they lost the other day, or they didn't. They took all their players out. France, they didn't start. They started their backups in their third game in their group. So France, they're like big old trees out there, dude. I mean, they're the 6'5". They're big, tall, fast, athletic. And Mbappe is their guy, but there's more than just Mbappe out there. They're big players. So for France itself, I have to wait and see how they play against the better competition. But they seem to rise up. I like France still.
The United States is looking good. I mean, they had to get out of the round. They'll get the Netherlands next on Saturday, 7 in the morning with a cup of coffee and a Denver omelet. But this is going to be interesting. And, we got stories making news. LeBron James now is going after Jerry Jones and talking about a 1957 picture or something.
LeBron needs to get out of basketball. LeBron needs to get out of basketball and just get into politics and see how he does, right?
Let me tell you something. If
he's not a basketball player.
You know what? I'll tell you right now, if The Rock ever decided to go into presidency, Rock would win it in a landslide. Here's a guy who used to steal candy bars in Hawaii, 7-Eleven, and now he's repaying it by buying people Snicker bars so they don't have to do what he did. This is a class act. And then you look at these other guys. I am so sick and tired of hearing the Kyrie Irving crap and Kanye West. I mean, come on, guys, wake up, man.
It's just another distraction for what's really going on in the world. I don't. When LeBron speaks about politics, I'm totally tuned out.
Worry about getting the Lakers on track. They're on a 6-game road trip. They're going to get their asses handed in Milwaukee tomorrow. That's what you need to worry about. Your team might lose 20 games before we even hit the middle of December.
All right. I want to change it up a little bit since you got basketball on the mind right now. Okay. Sebastian, the comedian.
Yeah.
Okay. He explains why there's no Italians, in the NBA. This is a funny little bit. I say this for you. I say this for you. Just listen to it. It's a short clip, but he explains it.
Italians, we don't play basketball. When's the last time you put an NBA game on and said, take a shot, Nunzio? It doesn't hit. Put in Carmine for the 3. No. Guys, what do we do? Cement. Nice cement driveway. Meatball sandwich. Give us a church. We'll paint the whole ceiling. I mean, certain cultures do.
He is a crack up.
He's funny.
Guys generally do not go into the medical field, right?
All right, we got to cut it out there. And he doesn't say anything bad. I just don't want to go too far. All right, but how come, man? What's up with the Italians? I grew up in an Italian neighborhood in Brooklyn. We all played ball.
I have no idea, but he might have shed some light on it. And well, I'll tell you one thing: the Phoenix Suns don't need any. They're on a nice winning streak. Booker dropped in 50?
He's not Italian though.
No, I know, but
I mean, but he's right. There's no Italians. Like, I don't know. It's like the boys from the neighborhood. That's about it. That's all I got.
Maybe I should pick it. Say Italian lives matter.
All right, I had some fun with that. All right, we're gonna get into the NFL here in a second, and but the New York
there's a big story coming out of your neck of the woods with Kyler Murray, huh?
And Patrick Peterson, or
yeah,
okay, yeah. I kind of held off on it, but
I'll tell you one thing, Cornelius. I don't know who's going to finish in the cellar between Arizona and LA, but I told you this last week, and I've been saying this across the board. You're going to probably end up having 4 teams from the NFC East get in the playoffs.
How many teams?
4, all 4 from that division.
Oh wow.
Well, if the playoffs started today, you'd have 4 division winners, and then you'd have all 3 teams coming in as wild cards in the NFC East.
Yeah. And this story is also floating around that Sean Payton wants to be a head coach next year, and all Cardinal fans are excited about it. But you're gonna have to pay.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to pay the Saints some dollars because he's still under their.
How appropriate is it that the Cleveland Browns go into Houston and Deshaun Watson returns?
I was gonna get to that. Give me
I'm laying it out, baby. You know it's Hanna and Mancini time. Nobody can touch this show. We're throwing 105 in the pen. Hey, dude, I'm feeling really good. Last night I interviewed 6-time World Series champ Gene Tennis.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, he was a good one. It was one of the great catchers for the A's. And who else? It was San Diego Padres. Okay, I'm still good at it. But back here locally in Arizona, the possibility of Sean Payton, who was a ball boy in St. Louis with the Cardinals back in the day for football, and but he made a quote and comment to a New York Post reporter, at least it was published in the New York Post, about organizations and being spoiled the way the Saints were, a great organization, highly praised. And it sounded like he doesn't know if he wants to get into anything dysfunctional or unclear. That's what Arizona Cardinals are right now. Unless Sean Payton can have control and be able to dictate some things, maybe that's an opportunity. But that means you have to get rid of a coach. You just extended his contract. And your general manager, you extended his contract. You're not going to get rid of Kyler Murray.
Right now, I think anything you talk about, I've always looked at this with the organization. It starts at the top. Doesn't matter how good. You look at the Houston Astros. You look at the New England Patriots. Mm-hmm. You look at the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, hell, you can look at the the Montreal Canadiens over the years, how they were built, or the New York Islanders, your boyhood team there. So. I mean, it starts at the top. If the top is messed up, it doesn't matter what you got at the bottom of the train. It's just not going to work. And we're starting to see this across the board with this. And, the Arizona Cardinals, to me, are a clown show. They really are.
People are using that word a lot.
Yeah.
They are. They're definitely using that word.
Kyler Murray needs to go. I'd go another year with Cliff Kingsbury and just send Kyler Murray, Tyler, if you want to call him. You could send him to the Oakland A's and let him see if he can, hit a curveball. But I think it's just but you know what? Now they're so far in with this guy, giving him all that money. And I said this: you're not going to win a title in 3 cities with these 3 quarterbacks. Tua in Miami, Kyler in Phoenix, and Justin Fields in Chicago. These 3 guys will not give you a championship. I'll put some money down on it.
I like Tua though. I think Tua he's a better passer than Kyler. He's more accurate. He actually surveys to feel better than Kyler. Kyler has a little bit. He doesn't see his first read and he's already panicking or he's out kind of thing.
You're gonna win with guys like Mac Jones in New England. You'll win with guys with Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville, and you're gonna win with a guy in Jimmy Garoppolo because Trey Lance, in my mind, is a he's a 15-minute car chase. And that other guy, I'll tell you one thing, and I liked him, but he might have to spend another week chasing his mom's girlfriends, is Zach Wilson. Let Mike White run the show, man. He can go to Minnesota. Watch out, these Jets, man. They are road warriors, man.
I've been telling people the Jets are.
Yeah. I've been saying, I tell you, they've won in hostile environments. Denver, Green Bay, Pittsburgh, Cleveland. I don't care what the teams look like. They have gone in hostile environments and won. They'll win Sunday in Minnesota.
So the Cardinals are, it's a matter of just, this is the part of the season now. If you lose this game, if you're like the Cardinals or some team that's below 500, things like that, there's a lot of teams still engaged. The Jacksonville Jaguars, by the end of this weekend, can control their destiny into the playoffs. If a couple of games have to happen and then they have to win. That's how close Jacksonville is. And the Cardinals need a lot more breaks than Jacksonville.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Nobody's beating the Buffalo Bills in the AFC. Buffalo's coming out of the AFC. I said before, and you know this, and you thought I was crazy.
They better play at home.
Jacksonville will get to the Super Bowl before we ever see Kansas City back there. But nobody's beating Buffalo.
They got to play at home, though. They got to play at home. I don't know if on the road they're going to handle, they got to win that division.
Buffalo, New England, man, a game going on now.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in New England. New England, they beat the Jets on a punt return 2 weeks ago. Punt return, right? 2 weeks ago on last play of the game, basically.
Hey, let me tell
They
you.
had no touchdowns. Everybody's loving Mac Jones. Like, they can't score. They can't score more than 17 points in New England.
Well,
That's why they're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, let me
because
tell
of
you,
that.
you know, after Buffalo, there's winnable games on the road. They go to Vegas, they go to Arizona. You know, they come back home, they play Miami, I think, and then they close out at Buffalo. But let me tell you, you could have 4 teams coming out of the AFC East,
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody else would have to win their division, because when you look at it, Baltimore has pretty much let Cincinnati slide, and the rest of the division slide right back in. They've lost 4 games in the last 10 seconds, you know, and when you look at Kansas City, you know, if the Raiders beat the Chargers, you know, those 2 teams aren't going anywhere.
They're not going
So,
anywhere. You're right.
so now you've got New England there that can control it by beating the Raiders. You know, it's going to be interesting. And New England still has Cincinnati to play too in New England. So, and you know what,
Hey.
Cornelius, let me tell you something. This weekend is the best for professional football, man. You got some marquee games: Tennessee, Philly, Washington and the Giants, the Jets, Minnesota, Raiders and Chargers, Miami, San Francisco. I mean,
well, we didn't know that was going to be the case.
Kansas City, Cincinnati.
We didn't know that was going to happen. They've already flexed Denver. Denver's supposed to play Sunday night. They flexed them out, and I forget who's going in on Sunday night. But
Denver was going into Baltimore. They turned that game and said, you know what, we're going to take that garbage off. We put Indianapolis and Dallas.
But see, that's weird. The Colts are like, you know, it's a strange thing because I don't know.
They should have went with a Kansas City, Cincinnati, maybe go with the Jets, Minnesota, a Tennessee, Philly, even Washington and the Giants would have been something.
Well, those are networks trading off and doing their manipulation
stuff.
Well,
somebody's got their ass so far up the Dallas Cowboys. That's the problem.
It's true. Again, I'm not surprised about some of the teams so far doing what they can do, but nobody's really impressing me so much where it's like it's a given. I believe this is still wide open, and you know, if your defense is rocking and rolling going into January's playoffs, and you know, you got a great shot, because nobody's really sticking out this football season. Just when you thought, like, you know, the Cowboys beat up on, who will they beat up on the 2 weeks ago, right? They beat up on, was it Minnesota? Like, who was it?
Yeah, they killed Minnesota. They killed Detroit. They beat the Rams.
But they came in, play the Giants. Giants hung around. They just didn't have enough.
The Giants are just trying to hang on. They're all beat up, but
they got injuries. But Dallas didn't impress me that much. Like, they made plays, they won the game, but it's like, you know, then what happened with Minnesota? They got destroyed and they come back and take care of business, right? Buffalo the same way. We got a seesaw, right? And can somebody actually put it together? Now Kansas City, everybody's on their bandwagon. Let's see how. But Kansas City's been loading up and getting guys on their roster. They're creating depth on their roster.
The problem with Kansas City, and when you look at Buffalo and break those 2 teams, and you can even throw Philadelphia in the mix here too, and Minnesota, and when you look at Buffalo and Philly, you might stand there and say, well, they're in the middle of the pack, or they're, you know, but the division is making them not slack off, where Kansas City and Minnesota really got a cushion there to slack off and then kind of say, okay, we'll rest the guy. You know, guy can do this. If he wants to go out, you know, we'll put another guy in. You can't slack off. That's why Philly and Buffalo are dangerous, because they're mentally prepared to play playoff football. It's kind of like what I said about USC. Some idiot told me that Ohio State deserves it. Listen, Caleb Williams is the Heisman Trophy winner, bottom line, 4 straight 400-yard games. They've been playing playoff football, UCLA, Notre Dame. They get Utah. They'll play in the playoffs 2 games. I mean, this is not Ohio State, where there's Northwesterns and all this other garbage that they're playing. That's why when you look at Buffalo and Philadelphia,
I mean, they did play ASU.
These teams are playing, you know,
U of A. I mean, there's a couple of gimmies there. You know, there's a couple of easy ones. Colorado stunk this year. I don't know if they played them this year, but, you know, like, there's a lot of weak teams in that, but they're going to be gone. They're not going to be part of this conference after next year.
Well, not only that, but, you know, USC against Georgia in the final would be something.
Oh, I would love it. I would love it. Hey, look at this right here on the screen. I don't know if you can see it. This is from
Yeah.
Mike Jarecki, a local guy here in Arizona. He's been on the show. He's an NFL insider, Cardinal insider. The Arizona Cardinals have the worst home record since last November. They're 1-10. The once big home field advantage in Arizona. The Texans, this is where they're at, the Cardinal fans. You're with the Texans, the Saints that are struggling. Okay, the Jets didn't have a great year last year, and the Bears. Look where the Cardinals are at. They're worse than those teams at home.
Right.
Not even
Now-
the Jacksonville
let me-
Jaguars are there.
Let me look at that fourth team there and tell you, even if they get in the playoffs and they got to go to a Kansas City or they go to a Baltimore.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. You better really scratch your heads, because this is a team they don't care the environment. I'd be really leery playing. I'd probably end up telling you this. I'd take the points.
The Jets?
I would take the points and thinking I probably don't even need it, that the Jets would go into Kansas City in January and beat Kansas City.
They have a defense, folks. They have shut down
They
guys.
have a defense, and they've taken out hostile environments.
Yes.
And they're road warriors.
It's not easy playing in New York, too. All right. Speaking about road warriors and warriors, look at this stat on Aaron Rodgers, NFC quarterback. Okay, I know you can't read it that well. It's kind of tight, small. He leads the NFC in touchdown passes.
Wow.
I mean, isn't like Green Bay is scoring a lot of points, but this guy, all the heat's taken on him about he's done, but he's still there. It's obviously Green Bay's talent level is not up to par for the Aaron Rodgers level of playing football. But Aaron Rodgers, he's the top dog in throwing touchdowns in the NFC. All right. Another quarterback. Here he is, Lamar Jackson. When they lost that game to Jacksonville, I don't know if you watched that game, folks.
Yeah.
You were seeing a star being born again with our quarterback in Jacksonville, and he led his team down and go for two, and they went in.
See, this is the thing where people, you got to look in the trenches, man. They've played for winners, man. Dabo Swinney, Mac Jones playing for Saban. They get in, Jones is now with, Belichick.
Right.
This other one's with Pedersen. I mean, these guys learned their way in college. This is not a fly in the night type of guys, and they're big boys to bring down. Yeah, I'm high on Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence. You can have every other young quarterback out there if you want them.
Right,
and I'll tell you right now, I'd take him over Justin Herbert too. Either one of these two guys.
Oh, I like Trevor. I do. All right, but Lamar Jackson, he's doing everything he can to keep Baltimore's offense, effective, and they keep losing games. They've blown fourth quarter leads already a couple of times to the Jets, right? Or the Giants.
The Giants, the Miami,
and this game,
Jacksonville, and there's one more in there.
Okay, but Lamar Jackson's frustrated, so the fans jumped on him, like all over social media, and one in particular. But this is Lamar Jackson's response. First, he says "boy," and he uses the STFU, shut the F up, right? You all capping too much on the app MF, mother, you know what, and never small. Let's see, never smell a football field. Yeah, and then he said, "What else? But you eat DICK." I mean, this is pretty foul. This is foul language.
This is the kind of guy you want to give $200 million to and represent your city and team.
Yeah, he took it down, but this is how he responded out of his emotions.
Well, I've always said before, Hanna, you always find out what people are like through adversity.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care so much for talent as I care about integrity and character, because I think you can build talent with character and integrity more so than just have strictly talent. But this is a guy that wants big money, and I like the fact that he bet on himself. But to suit load and go after a guy that's ripping you, man, dude, you got to put the earplugs in, get the ice in the veins, and look at people like pylons, man. Come on.
All right. Integrity. Does this guy have integrity? Odell Beckham?
This is another guy, man. I don't know, man.
Dallas.
Everything goes in threes.
Odell Beckham. I mean, it's his story getting kicked off the plane. He still found a job. and we'll see how that works out well in the locker room and on the field itself. Another storyline coming out about integrity. How about the? I don't know if this was NBC. I think it was the NBC game on Thursday Night Football, right? Adam,
Oh yeah,
did you see this on
yeah,
TV?
yeah.
So him and two other players for the Minnesota Vikings get the turkey leg.
Kirk Cousins and I think it was a Diggs.
Yeah, or Jefferson maybe. But what I'm getting to is, oh wait, okay. What I'm getting to is the turkey was so dry right on TV. Thielen is actually spitting it out in his hands. Come on, make sure the turkey's right. That's pretty disgusting.
Well, or put a little gravy on it, man.
Something. Look at this guy. He's trying to barf. He's like, Jesus, this is horrible. All right. If you're not gonna barf on that one, what the heck's going on in Jacksonville with their mascot, who kind of strips down? He keeps the Jaguar mascot on his head. I don't know what the heck, but he strips down into a Speedo. This is the one. Yeah, this is the one, right? This is the one.
Wow.
That's your mascot. I don't know why, or how this all played out, but yeah.
Is this the guy from the new Blue Man Group that usually travels into Vegas?
Probably. Hey,
wow,
did you see
this guy? And he's not buff. He looks like he hasn't worked out. He looks like you might have to donate something so he can at least get a hot dog.
Well, you got one in this Speedo. It looks like.
Suit.
All right. But did you realize that? Did you see that pool in the stadium in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
It's got glass and you can see everybody's bodies underneath the water. Just saying, folks. You got people who get freaky in their story. I'm just saying that's one of those things that you just know it's going to happen. Because
he could have came out. If you're going to come out, I know he's coming out looking like the American flag, but
we're talking about.
He could have came out with a Jaguar color or something, or have the teal on or something.
I know. All right,
you come out, you look like the Scarecrow from Kansas, man. I mean, come on, man.
This is one guy that is basically like a scarecrow right now. Is Russell Wilson, and he's got more bathrooms than touchdown passes.
Wow.
Russell Wilson, I know. I think Russell Wilson is in a system that's not fitting him. Like, it's a mess because they didn't play. I don't think they played into Russell Wilson's talent or his ability, his strength. And I think that's what's going on in Denver itself. I think they didn't really do. They had to really go to Russell and go, what is it you do well, or this is what you do well, or what do you want to run? Like, you got to feed into the guy that you just paid a lot of money to save your franchise.
Yeah, be careful for what you wish for.
Hey. But if you don't put, this is a great example. Maybe the system that Russell was trying to master, is not what he's been doing for all those years in Seattle, and it's didn't go well. Maybe it takes another year or so. But the frustration in Denver, man, when you get flexed, it's not because of the team you're playing; it's because of you.
Where's John Elway when you need him?
John's been trying to figure this out. He got the Peyton Manning situation. And I don't know if he lucked out with that or what, but other than that, it hasn't gone well. It really hasn't gone well. All right, here's one coach out there that's given up his reins at Stanford.
Yeah, this is
David
the
Shaw.
guy. This is the guy that needed to go. I kept saying that. I think he was carpet bagging off of Harbaugh when he was at Stanford. I'm surprised that he's the winningest coach in program history. With Jack Elway being there and all these guys. I mean, that's remarkable.
Yes. I want to say hi out there. I got Krista Marie out there out in California. How you doing, Krista? Thanks for popping in. Love you too. Todd is going off today. He's all over Colt McCoy. He loves Colt McCoy over Kyler Murray. And he's still ranting about it. And hey, give Todd some credit, man. He took a lot of heat over the years.
So the last remaining games, because the Rams are done.
Yeah.
Arizona will have New England comes through there.
Tampa Bay
comes through.
And they got one more game with San Fran, I think. Yeah, in San Francisco.
Right.
Those are three big games right there. And they got a bye week this week.
And then the rest of their schedule after that at home or away.
They got the two games. They got the Indianapolis, the New England game, and they have the Tampa game on Christmas Day or Christmas weekend there.
Yeah.
So All right. Kathy says The Rock. You're talking about The Rock.
Yeah.
Has a TV show where he runs for president but loses, and shows all the old time wrestlers that wrestled him with his dad. That's pretty cool. Miss Roxy down in Tucson, how you doing there? And AZ Angel, Miss Angel itself in Tempe says sure does get intense at the World Cup matches, even regular soccer matches. My aunt worked for New United. Let's see, for 30-something years ago. Okay. Bell and Bowl in the house. How you doing, Bell? Let me see. I don't miss somebody. Dave Hoffman. I got you, Dave. Lisa in Iowa. Sammy Porsche in the house. She
I
loves
gotta
her
tell
soccer.
Lisa in Iowa, I was in a God, this is funny. I got it around here somewhere. I might wear it on one of these shows. Lisa's gonna like this. I found an Iowa Hawkeye sweatshirt.
Oh,
it was like $3.
oh, why do I got this guy on the screen? Let's get him off the screen. Okay. David Shaw.
It was like $3, man, and I'm showing the
Right.
colors, the Hawkeye logo and stuff. And somebody goes Hawkeyes, and they go, I don't shop at the Salvation. I go, yeah, but you go to Ross or Marshall and try on the clothes that everybody else threw on the floor.
All right, I got one more here. Choo Choo in the house. He says, "Don't let it." We're talking about FIFA and soccer earlier. I was all over FIFA and all the corruption. North Korea is now getting it. All the money it's been thrown. Don't let it control you and ignore the thought, bro. People hate themselves more than they hate anyone else. The root of the source is within. Shine like you do. I was really upset. I mean, there were a lot of demonstrations protesting going on right now at the World Cup, but it's being suppressed a lot. But some has leaked out with active protesters about gay rights, Ukraine, just a lot going on. Stephen Harris in the house. How you doing, Stephen? Oh, this is Dave Hoffman says about the World Cup. Publicity stunt takes the emphasis off the officiating scandals. Countries would boycott a World Cup in North Korea. Good point. Kathy, I got you, Kathy. John Wren in the house. Hey, John, one of the most legendary high school football coaches in Arizona. Charles Bidwell III. Yes, that Bidwell, but the other Bidwell. He lives in Chicago. You got to go to his restaurant in Chicago, by the way. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Thanks, Charles. I haven't spoken to him in a while. All right. There's a bunch of names I just rolled off there. She thinks Russell Wilson will bounce back. That's AZ Angel. And oops, she meant to say Newcastle United is her aunt working for them for 30 years. And she's seen the intensity there. Yes. But we don't have that intensity in America. But let's get back to some of the more things I want to talk about. Besides, let's see. All right. How about this one? You know what NIL means? Nil. Okay. When it comes to college athletes who take money to move on to another school, they basically getting paid. Just like Caleb did, who left Oklahoma to go to USC and now becomes a Heisman winner, basically, right? Well, here's a Michigan player. And what he does with his money is one of those great stories that you love to talk about, but they don't quite get the publicity. Okay. Here he is. Michigan running back Blake Corum used his nil money to buy 300 Thanksgiving dinner turkeys for local families.
Wow.
Hey, I mean, if this guy's a ball player, right, and he can get out of college and he could be somebody's roster, out of college, this is the kind of guy you want on your roster. He's a gamer. He's just the character. You want character on your team. And his Michigan Wolverines are hot as heck right now, too. But that's a great story, right, man? I'm thinking about that.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
a college kid who takes his money, the nil money that they're getting now to move around and get paid. And he does a beautiful thing. 300.
Yeah.
That's
a lot of nil money.
Yeah. Think about it. Do your money, your multiplication on that one.
Yeah. You do. Even if it's $50 or it's got to be more than that. God.
Right. Great story.
Yeah.
All right. This one's going to make you laugh. It's going to make you go, huh? And I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to put it on the screen and you figure out. Okay. This is a local bar. I forget what city or state it's in. Don't matter. Okay. But look what they do to two doors in their bar, sports bar. Okay. I'm not going to say a word. You tell me. They got a lot of heat for that.
Wow.
Right? They got a lot of heat for that. A lot of heat. But this is a Texas restaurant. They got slammed for using the photos of Caitlyn Jenner before and then the transition time with Bruce Jenner for the men's bathroom is Bruce Jenner and Caitlyn is the ladies' room. But it got a lot of publicity out of it. I thought it was nice. I don't know why people get upset. I don't. If I missed this, please tell me. Explain why
Very
it's so sensitive.
world these days.
What is that too sensitive that this has got to be a
No,
problem?
I mean, you don't even have to put those markers up to know which room you're going in. I mean, really, why do you even have to put the markers up?
There's so many things you could be offended by walking into bathrooms these days, right? Even the ladies' room, we got pornography stuff in some of these bathrooms over the years, right? You know, it still happens. Right? You know, we know what goes on. We know what's get posted. In the men's room, we got stuff.
In the exactly, they're writing on the bathroom walls and everything.
But why is that so offensive? If I'm missing it, you got to help me here. But to me, hey, Caitlyn Jenner, he wants to be known as a woman, and he was also a man, and I think it's just great. I think it's laid out great. I don't think come on, I'm gonna look at it one more time, folks. Is that offensive that the female room is?
How can that be offensive? They're just showing before and after.
It just again explains society and people how they are, or they're just looking for an argument. They're just looking for another angle. You know, it's like this is, oh my gosh. But hey, they got publicity. I don't know. You notice they didn't mention their name.
Well, you know? It's kind of like the same idiots that stand here and correct me on the Washington Redskins, and I'm going, what are you correcting me? Have you bought anything contributing to the Washington football team? No. I have. Have you done anything with their previous team? No, I have. So why am I getting ripped? This is a team that's been around 87 years.
You think any of the players on the Commanders are commando on the football field?
I'm not a big. Hey, listen, I'm not a big fan of the name. I don't know. You could have came up with something better than that.
If you're slumping and you're on the Washington Commanders, go commando. Do something different.
Yeah, but you know what? If you had a problem with calling them the Redskins, why don't you just call them the Washington Skins?
Oh, I know.
You know, I just don't understand that. You know, but you get, you'll always get that guy to. They're not the Washington Redskins anymore, Mancini. And they got the tie and the 3-piece suit, and they're telling they're trying to orchestrate what to say, and I'm saying, oh my God, this guy. Well, they're not. I said, I know. I heard that 5 times from you yesterday. Now you're going to bring it again another 5. Maybe I should tape that and use you as an alarm clock, so when I hit my snooze, I can hear you 5 minutes later.
All right, I'm going to bring a happy story. The winner of the New York City Marathon. You cannot believe who won it. Amazing. A star is born. It's a 4-letter word, and I'm going to show it to you. New York City Marathon recently. I didn't know who won. I'm like, who won? I'm
mule?
Like, you're close. Not kind of. You're kind of close. And here we go. This is a great video. A duck is running in the marathon. Look at it. Look at that. Central Park going for the finish line. Hey.
Who sponsored the duck, Granny Goose?
What's that commercial?
Yeah. Geico.
No.
Oh, Aflac.
That's the Aflac duck.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, whatever. But anyway, I thought it was cool. I love when people see those things, and somehow, again, if you've been watching animals lately or animal videos, it's getting even wilder and cooler. That they're getting more human-like, the way they're responding, communicating. Animals are really connecting. And again, a duck shows up and is running at the New York City Marathon. It's like the duck second life. Whoever, when you die, you're going to be a duck, but you were a marathon runner, and now you're you're still trying to win the race as a duck.
Yeah.
People believe in that. I believe in it too.
You know what? They should have interviewed him. He probably talks like a New Yorker too.
And then we would understand it.
Yeah.
All right. Big arrival weekend last week in college football. And I want you to see this. Some fans think it's real. I think it's real. So Arizona State loses to U of A, first time like in 5 years, right? Close, good game, sloppy game, but a really fun game to watch. But the mascot, Sparky, the Sun Devil, man, and the U of A mascot get into a fight or something went down. Like a lot of mascots, like they engage and they do acts together. It looked like they're fighting, but it's play fighting. This one look at Sparky hitting lefts and right hooks and watch the head of the cat, of the Wildcat mascot spin. I'm gonna have to play a couple of times. Just check it out. Here we go. That's serious stuff. Then now we'll go back to the live action. Right? I got to show this highlight because this is an ASU highlight. Hey, touchdown. That's to celebrate. But anyway, man, that was pretty Sparky, man. He just
You
went
know
up
what?
another-
I'm surprised the Arizona Coyotes, I know they're in LA tonight. Why did they pick these guys up and bring them to LA? Hey, let me ask you something. I got a question the other day on XM. Somebody was asking me about the 14 game road trip to start the season or something.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
Well, there's other events at the facility at Arizona State in Tempe where they play, and it just had to work out that way. And that happened last year to New York Islanders, and it crushed them and getting
Well,
into
I
their
think
new.
the one I can remember years back was I think it was the Montreal Expos.
That too.
They went on a long road trip.
Yeah. But I will say this, Mark. We talked about it last week, and we'll talk, or last time I saw you, is this. They are clearly one step. Everything's been approved other than a final vote for this massive project right on Tempe Lake. And it kicks my butt. I chose to buy a 4-bedroom home further away, more land and blah, 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 which I'm happy with. But I had an opportunity to buy a 2-bedroom condo right there on Tempe Lake 20 years ago. And darn well that sucker's like $700,000, right?
Yeah, that's like Petco. You know what? That's like Petco Park where the Padres play and all those things that, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's going to be.
Now the Coyotes there, man.
They're going to have a hotel. I heard a hotel and everything.
I mean, it's a massive entertainment.
Well, let me tell you something. That just solidifies what I've been saying all along. Other than the TV money in the NFL, I think the NHL out of all 4 sports is on equal footing.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the Arizona situation, because it was touch and go, I didn't think, they were going to stay there, maybe move to Houston and become the Arrows but that's been really a murky water tread from Winnipeg to Arizona.
All right, let's celebrate with our famous, remember this guy? All right.
I think the hair needs to be cropped a little more closer.
or they're still dancing in the streets in Japan.
What was
All right, I just want to have some fun.
Ricardo
that guy cracked me up.
Montalban. Yeah. What a show today, baby.
Yeah, it was fun. I went hard on the FIFA early on, all the corruption and stuff, and it is what it is, and what's going on in Qatar and all the the Muslim law.
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to any foreign country except Canada. That's where I'm going. I love Canada.
I do like Canada. I love it's a beautiful country. You're absolutely right.
Well, you can't get me to go to Latin countries. You can't get me to go to Italy, Greece, France, wherever. I just want to go to a country where I can see hockey and bask in the 20-degree weather of snowstorms in Montreal and Quebec and Ottawa and Vancouver and Winnipeg.
I know. Traveling's nice, but there's you really got to know where you're going these days because of just there's a lot of ugliness in different places of this world, and people are doing things to each other freely without any conscience. Like they're just doing it. Like they just want to hurt and
Yeah.
do bad things to you. You know, there's a story, and I had the article. I literally had the article when Iran lost to the United States. Mark, okay, we knew right away they would be fearing for their lives, the Iranian players, but they were celebrating in Iran. There were stories all over the place and video. And one guy literally got shot because he was they called it protesting. He got shot in the head because he was celebrating United States victory, because he was like that for democracy, for freedom. Like that was representation. He got shot in the freaking head. Right.
Wow.
And you can look it up, folks. I'm not.
Well, it was like,
and there were other people going to jail who were celebrating. There were other people celebrating the United States win in Iran itself.
Kind of reminds me of that guy that gave up the goal against the United States
Colombia.
against Colombia.
Colombia.
Yeah.
He got assassinated. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of money on the line. I do worry, think about those the Mexican players, you know, from Mexico. Heartbreaking loss. They win yesterday, but they're knocked out, you know. And do you want to face a cartel, somebody there who put a lot of money on it, you know?
Yeah,
I mean, you know, this is the sad thing about it. Here in our country, I don't think we do things like that. We're more civil, you know, more civil that way. We talked about.
I think we're trying to educate more people with the sport.
Yeah, and they want unity at the World Cup. That's their message, and that's why they're trying to go to these countries that are, you know, like North Korea's next, like not next, but after the Americas, right? I know, and it's but unity, you know, global unity. And I explained it earlier, Mark, about the rainbow flag and how the protesters there were, you know, there was a reporter wearing a rainbow shirt. He couldn't get into the stadium, do his job. They were yelling at him. They were really physically pushing him back. You know, it got intense because of their laws. And, you know, they have laws against homosexuality. That's it.
Right.
And bottom line, we had a fan on the field protesting the Ukraine, the war there, and he was holding the rainbow flag. And people are like, well, what's the connection? And I keep reminding people that the flag, the rainbow flag, is representation of unity. The word pride is not the case. It's unity. The colors are for unification. All colors, everything comes together. It's not a pride flag. It's a unity flag. And that's why you're seeing this in that country itself too, not just for homosexuality that they denounce and have laws against. So it's been very political over there and intense, and they are not going to allow it. And that's their choice, you know. But I tell you what, people are trying. People are trying.
Yeah. Hey, prayers to Chris Letang, who suffered a mild stroke the other day with the Penguins.
What? I didn't hear it. What happened?
I love Chris Letang too. I heard it through the grapevine, and then it came up through the Penguin thing. But
that's sad, man. That's really sad to hear. Hey, Mark, I think I got everything I used out.
Yeah, man, I can't wait till next week, man. I know, you know, I think the Redbirds have the week off, huh?
Yeah, we got the week off. The Cardinal fans are going to take a break and do some partying, and you know, hey, it's a win for them because it's been a frustrating year, and they don't have to worry about a heartbreak again on a Sunday or a Monday night like they had a couple of weeks ago. But you know, the Cardinal fans are this is the part of this season, the NFL, where you're going to find out who's tanking now. Players are going to worry about their careers. They're going to worry about their next contract. Don't want to get injured. You're going to see Olay tackles out there. Not you know, I think the Cardinal fans by next.
Well, you'll probably see the massage parlors being closed in Houston this weekend too.
Speaking of that, let's get back to him. Did I put him on the screen? Did I put him on the screen earlier for you?
No.
Deshaun Watson. I totally missed that one. How did I miss that? How did I miss Watson itself? All right, where's Mr. Watson itself? I really wanted to put him on the screen there he is. All right. He is going to have protesters there. These women are going to show up.
How the hell do you make $200-something million on a contract with the Cleveland Browns, and you've sexually assaulted 66 women? What the hell is going on today, man? Are we missing something or what?
I agree.
You know, I can understand 1 or 2, 3, maybe 4 coming up. maybe it's a bitter love triangle type of thing, or
Okay. That
4
makes sense.
women in a massage. Maybe it was a bad massage parlor or whatever. But 66 different women are lying. I just don't understand it, man.
Yeah, he's gonna get away. He got away with it.
And the Browns turned around and looked the other way. They just kind of looked at, yeah, we'll pick him up. We'll give him $230 million. We need to save our franchise. Our franchise hasn't done nothing since James Brown was here.
Yeah, and everybody's talking like, well, there are going to be about 10 women or so, 12 women showing up in Texas at Houston when Deshaun Watson, his first game back, it's calculated, he's going to be playing against the Houston Texans, his former team. He hasn't played in 700 days or something like that. And, people already think, oh, he's going to turn the team around. And I'm still wondering if this guy can still play ball at a high level.
Yeah.
Where is he at? His conditioning. Oh, I'll take him a couple of games, and this is for next season. And this stuff is not going to go away. And at the same time, Watson's been a good quarterback in the NFL. Just couldn't get to the bigger game. Couldn't win the bigger game. But he's always been a good quarterback. But is that guy showing up? And if he doesn't show up, man, this is a complete bust. And for Cleveland itself, if he shows up, you got a running game with Nick Chubb. Is Deshaun Watson going to do the RPO and keep it and scramble and run too, or is he going to protect his body more? It's like we're going to find out what Cleveland's offense is going to start to look like when he gets out there. And if he's on his game and he's playing primetime football, yeah, it's going to be good for the Browns.
It should be interesting. The Browns are a train wreck anyhow. But
they are.
That's a story for another day. Man, oh man, I love these shows, baby. I can't wait till next week.
I appreciate it, man. I really, really do. And
time for us to make some big money across the airways. We're going to give a couple guys a run for their money there.
I hear you,
man. Come on, we're not just talking heads. We bring the facts, man. We're throwing 105 in the pen. Take notice, or somebody else will take notice on us.
I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm going to put a little music behind us as we're going to close it out. If we can put it up there. Here we go. There you go. A little music for us to come on out.
Go!
Go USA, man.
Yeah.
6 o'clock your time, 7 o'clock in Arizona, 9 o'clock on the East Coast. USA, Netherlands. Netherlands fullback, one of their star players, 21 years old, is looks like he may be out. He messed up his ankle today in practice. Don't know if he's going to make it back by game day. Maybe it's a big break for the United States. Hopefully, Pulisic is going to be healthy. Looks like he's day to day, and
I'm gonna have to break out my Brazil jersey or my Columbus Crew jersey next week. I think gonna represent Brazil here, man.
You are not. You are.
I don't know. I'm thinking of doing something crazy next week.
Come on, it's USA. We got to get to the round of 8.
Yeah.
And we got our friends in Australia. If Australia wins and the U.S. wins, they're going to play each other. USA, how cool is that? Two countries are trying to get past the round of 8 for the first time in ever.
Who's going to be the referee? Crocodile Dundee?
And The Rock. That'd be awesome.
I love you, brother.
I love you too. All right. There's Mancini checking out on the Hanna Mancini version of the show itself. Hey, man, I want to say, guys, love you. Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you all, too. We got a month of December of football, the World Cup, of course. We're going to get into basketball and the hockey stuff as we start to phase out the other sports a little bit. But we can't forget about the Phoenix Suns and some of the great basketball going on in the NBA itself. But how about Arizona State Sun Devils? They're a hot basketball team, the men's basketball team. You got to check them out. They're on a winning streak. They're playing in Colorado tonight. They better be beating the Colorado Buffaloes, man. They're not a good team. But go Devils. I'm telling you, they're back. After a rough year last year, they're a good basketball team. Go Devils. Yes, coming after those Wildcats. Beware, Cats. ASU's got a basketball team, and I think they know that down there in Tucson. All right. Thank you, guys. I want to say hi again, and thank you, guys, for popping in. AZ Angel, Todd, thank you for popping in and hanging in this long of a show. Kathy, yes, go get him, Sparky. Go get him. All right. Oh, Cheryl in the house. Hey, Cheryl. Tracy Lee Summer in the house. Hey, little popping in some friends. I'm loving it. All right. Muke's up. My sponsors below. Hey, you got to make sure you jump in on it. Go out, check out G-E-Y-E-D, G.com, all right, for a conscious active wear balance for your emotion centers with high vibration crystals and chakra targeting design in their clothing. Check it out, G.com. The book, A Peaceful War, check it out. It's about the human computer chip. Also, WB Lodge in Pine Top, Arizona. Dr. REDDY gastrologist here in Maricopa County. Yes, the butt doctor. Ready or not, here he comes. And Meta One stablecoin, the only stablecoin, literally, that is a digital coin. It has yet to drop and take a hit like the other ones. Check them out. Meta One stablecoin. And for me, Cornelius Brad Hanna, Thursday night. Thank you. Hanna Time is out. Have a good one, folks.